Alaikum. Welcome back. It is exactly 9 o'clock. Welcome to the second hour of News and Views right here on Salam Media. Let me remind you that this hour of News and Views is sponsored by Africa Muslims Agency. Africa Muslims Agency, a beacon of hope to communities for over 35 years in Africa and beyond. Our next guest is Dr. Mohammed Haroon Khatibi. He hails from Afghanistan. He is in Cape Town currently. He has family here. And we are going to talk to him about the assassination of the head of Hamas. And that, of course, is Ismail Haniyeh. I understand that Dr. Mohammed Haroon Khatibi had met Ismail Haniyeh from time to time. He's going to give us his perception on this great man, Ismail Haniyeh, how this is now going to impact the peace talks going forward. Dr. Mohammed Haroon Khatibi, Assalamu alaikum to you. Welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Salam to you and to your listeners and viewers. And allow me to greet the Muslim Ummah and convey my condolences to the shuhada of to the families of the shuhada of Gaza and Palestine, and also to the family of my brother Ustaz Ismail Haniyeh, who was assassinated lately in Tehran. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him Jannatul Firdaus and make his blood a curse upon the enemies of Gaza and the enemies of Palestine, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make his blood be used for the freedom of Masjid al-Aqsa, inshallah.
Ameen, ameen, thumma ameen. You are with an organization called Muslim Education and Empowerment Trust. Tell us a little bit about the organization, and then we'll move on to this assassination and, of course, the genocide in Palestine.
Okay. My organization is mainly registered and is focused on the education of Afghan people, especially the female in Afghanistan. And we are focusing to cater some alternatives for the females, those who are not allowed or they cannot continue their education in Afghan universities and Afghan high schools. So we are catering for that one, and we are trying to empower our female, to empower them to stand and support their families and support the economy of Afghanistan, and the families also, they are supporting them in this way. So my organization is based in Afghanistan. We have got an office in Turkey, and I am getting that organization organized here in Cape Town too.
Subhanallah, may your organization grow from strength to strength, and may you achieve your end goal. Let's talk about when and how did you meet Ismail Haniyeh? What were your impressions of the man?
Ismail Haniyeh, I know him for a long time, many years, since in Afghan Jihad against Soviet Union. In fact, I think it comes from that time. We met from time to time, and lately, when I used to travel to Turkey or to Qatar and Doha, we had met Ismail Haniyeh, and he is, of course, one of the leadership of the Muslim Ummah. His loss as Shahada, although is an achievement for himself, but is a great loss for the Muslim Ummah. Inshallah, I believe that his shahada, his martyrdom, will bring thousands of Islamic Haniyeh to the front, inshallah, to stand and resist against the Zionist regime and against the enemies of Palestine, inshallah, to liberate Masjid al-Aqsa.
Amin. Ismail Haniyeh was based in Qatar. He obviously was visiting Iran on the invitation of the Iranian government. He was killed on Iranian soil, and I'm wondering, how do you see this now playing out? Because Iran has now vowed to take action against the genocidal occupiers, that is Israel. If that does happen, what do you suppose is going to happen in the Middle East? Would that be the start, perhaps, of regional war in the Middle East? And do you think this was a deliberate attempt by Israel, backed by America and other Western forces, to get to this point, that their intention is to wipe out the Palestinian people and to create huge disruption, confusion, and mayhem in the Middle East?
Yes, Ibrahim Ismail Haniyeh, he was between lately he was based in Qatar, but he was also in Turkey, between Istanbul and Qatar, and he was invited for the official ceremony of new president of Iran, to be he attended that ceremony, and he was an official guest of Iranian government. I believe that that was the responsibility. Of course, everybody who dies, who leaves this world, when the time is done, you go. But the responsibility of Iranian government, one of the official guests is assassinated in her soil, is much bigger than what we think of. And I believe Iran and the Muslim Ummah, of course, the Palestinians, they will give it to Zionist regime inside Palestine, and that is something. But now Iran and other Muslim countries, Muslim leaders, they must come together and they must do their part. And of course, this would lead to the escalation of war in the region, because now already that Israel, they attacked Lebanon and they attacked Gaza, and they are trying to wipe up the people of Palestine from Palestine, and that is their goal, and they are going for that. But now this could lead to a bigger regional war if even maybe Turgut or Ismail Haniyeh was not a small person. He was one of the leadership. In fact, I see him as a leadership of the Muslim Ummah, which we are in need of those kind of leadership for the time, in this time, to lead the Muslim Ummah towards the renaissance of the Ummah, towards the liberation of Masjid al-Aqsa, and we are coming up. So that would lead to an escalation of war, and there is no peace unless Zionist regime with its allies, they accept the conditions of Qassam and Mujahideen of Gaza, and their conditions are very clear. In fact, 2-3 days back, on last Sunday, we received a message from Palestinian brothers, from the message of Ismail Haniyeh, who was wishing that this coming 3rd of August should be an international day for the sponsoring the Gaza people in Palestine, and the people, they must raise their voice. And Palestinians, they are not tired, they're resisting, but the Muslims and other the peace lover people of the world, they must raise their voice against atrocities of happening in Palestine, and they must boycott the Israeli goods and their supporters. The message was calling for that, which I believe this is the time now. This was the last wish of late Shaheed Ismail Haniyeh. We as Muslims all over, especially in South Africa, here we must do something to show our solidarity and our partnership to the cause of Palestinian in this coming 3rd of August.
I'm going to end off by making a statement, and you can agree or disagree with me. The way I read the situation, I think this was a deliberate act on behalf of Israel. Perhaps Shaheed Ismail Haniyeh was making headway regarding the peace talks, and it was very convenient for him to be assassinated in Iran. That was a very deliberate act on the part of the genocidal occupiers, because they are wanting to create a regional conflict. It's going to suit their purposes to have Iran, drag Iran into a war. We know the Yemenis are already doing their bit, but by Iran perhaps retaliating is going to give the Israelis possibly the excuse they need and they want to start this regional conflict. We know they've already bombed Lebanon as well. Very quickly, your thoughts, would I be spot on in thinking that? And also Kamala Harris had made a statement on TV just yesterday suggesting that Israel has every right to protect themselves against the terrorists, and the terrorists being the Palestinians. Your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. This I agree with what you said, and it is true. The thing which was done because only Netanyahu doesn't want peace at this time, because he knows peace means there is no Netanyahu will lose everything, and he is trying to, in one or other way, to make something that they are victorious in this war. They're doing that, and all their allies, every things. I think they are trying to get to that point to show to the world, to the people of Zionist regime, that they had some achievement. So this thing would escalate in the peace process, which was going through. That would be disrupted, and something which we wouldn't think, but it was expectable, because always the people, those who goes this way of they follow the path of jihad and resistance, they know this is the end. So we expected that the Shahada of Ismail Haniyeh was something he would wish for that all the time. and before him, Sheikh Ahmad Yassin and Abdulaziz Zantisi and other shuhada who give their lives for the cause of Islam and the cause of liberation of Aqsa, that didn't stop their struggle. And now the shahada of Shaheed Ismail Haniyeh also will strengthen the resistance. Inshallah, it would lead. It is one step forward towards the liberation of Masjid al-Aqsa, inshallah.
Ameen, Ameen. And that's where we leave it. Shukran very much for your time, Dr. Mohammed Haroon Khatibi, talking about the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh. Next up, we're going to talk to Professor Anthony van Nieuwkerk, and we do thank him for his patience. But let's go for a quick ad break, and then we can go into that conversation with the professor. He is at UNISA, Professor of International and Diplomacy Studies at UNISA.